I saw a beast coming out of the sea. It had 10 horns.
The Antichrist is called the Little Horn, Daniel 7:8. One of the more descriptive names given to the Antichrist is the Little Horn, which we read about in the book of Daniel. This is a reference to a shofar, which is literally a little horn being made from the horn of a small animal, usually a ram. The shofar was an early version of our modern trumpet. What makes that so remarkable is that the word trump actually appears twice in the KJV Bible. 1 Corinthians 15:52 and 1 Thessalonians 4:16. In both of these verses, the word trump is an abbreviated form of trumpet, which is literally a little horn, just like its predecessor, the shofar. Thus, Trump's name appears in the King James Bible. It specifically means trumpet, and a trumpet itself is a little horn. And so we see that there is a direct connection between the name for the Antichrist, the little horn, and the word trump in the New Testament. To reinforce how much Trump matches Daniel 7:8, the little horn is also said to have the eyes of a man and to boast great things. This is Trump, the little horn or little trump who boasts great things.
So in the Hebrew, the root word for, or the word for horn is karen. Okay? And little is zera. And remember, it had eyes and a mouth on the horn. Now, the word trumpet comes from an old French word, trumpot. I'm not pronouncing that right, I'm sure, but a diminutive of troph, trumpet, from an old English troph, a long tube-like musical wind instrument. Okay. You know, and the other root word of it is trump, which we can see here. But notice what it says. To fabricate, to devise, to deceive, to cheat. That's what trump means. To deceive, to cheat. From Middle English trumpet, in Old English trumfer, to deceive.
You know, it's not far-fetched to think that way, because there was a guy named King Cyrus in the Bible. And he was mentioned 100 years, actually about 200 years before he showed up. So God gave us a book of prophecy, and he could prophesy. So is God prophesying about Donald Trump? I don't know. You look that up for yourself. I just want to present it to you from the Bible. That's my thing. I like what the Bible says. So I looked up the 1828 Webster's Dictionary. I looked up trump, and it means trumpet as a noun, but as a verb, what the word trump means as a verb just made me go, huh? You look it up for yourself. Go to 1828 Webster's Dictionary online and type in trump. And as a verb, it means to obtrude, to deceive. What? To deceive. To blow a trumpet. So the name trump as a verb means to deceive. And isn't that what the Antichrist does? He tries to deceive people.
Of uncertain origin, apparently from tropher, to mock. From the Old English tropher, to blow a trumpet. Okay? To play a horn, alluding to quacks and mountebanks who attracted the public by blowing a horn, then cheating them into buying. That's exactly what Donald Trump does. His whole life is based on deceiving and cheating and lying. The Old French Dictionary has Ballard the troph to blow the trumpet as an act of the fool. To act a fool. Okay, rather than the water sprout notion of someone else. Connecting the triumph also has been proposed. Trumped, trumpeting. Trump, the false concocted. But here we can see it clearly means to deceive, to cheat. The public blowing of a horn and then cheating them into buying.
And what is Trump all about? Well, Trump is all about MAGA. And it's all about that MAGA movement, right? And that sounds great. Make America great again. Who doesn't want that? If you're an American, you want your country to be great. So nothing wrong with that, except for the fact that MAGA if you look at the word MAGA and you look at Satanism, do you know Satanism uses the term MAGA? In the Church of Satan, you can look this up. I'm not just making stuff up. Look this up. MAGA is the 5th and highest degree in the Church of Satan. I don't want to be identified with the Church of Satan. I don't like that term. It has something to do with magician as well. And what does the magician do? He tries to deceive you.
Back to Daniel chapter 7, verse 19. I would to know the truth of the fourth beast, which was diverse from the others, exceedingly dreadful, whose teeth were of iron and nails of brass, and devoured and broke in pieces and stamped the residue with his feet. And the 10 horns, and there came even a horn that had eyes, and a mouth that spoke very great things, whose look was more stout than his fellows. I beheld, and the same made war with the saints, and prevailed against them. Okay, and again, verse 25. And he shall speak great words against the Most High, shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change the times and the laws. That's the Noahide laws. And they shall be given into his hand a time, times, and a dividing of time. So, this is Donald Trump. He is the horn that speaks great things, great blasphemy. We've shown you that he is the mouth of a lion. Okay, so this little horn, a horn is a ram's horn. It's a shofar. A shofar is a trumpet. Okay, we saw the root word is a deceiver. Christ said, another will come in his own name.
God made sure that his name matched, and he presented it to us in a bow for you. And it's amazing that we're watching this guy behave this way, and he has the same name as Horn, but still people say, I'm not going to say it's him. Instead, I'm going to say he's a forerunner, or maybe he's preparing the way for the Antichrist. Some of you guys are saying that, and the only reason you're saying it is because you heard someone else say it. You heard it online somewhere. You heard it echoed from somebody who didn't know what they were talking about. And that is an excuse, by the way, to try to pretend that it's not happening. But it's still happening, folks. So you need to stop that denial. Throw that thing away, because Satan is laughing every time you say that. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's Trump is just preparing the way, but it's not him. He's preparing the way for the Antichrist. That type of logic makes no sense, and it's stupid. Because here we have a guy with the name that God said would be his name, and he's behaving in the way that God said he would behave, pompous, full of himself, bragging, thinking he's the best of everything. Trump does that. So we have the representative mascot of Satan right in front of us, but Satan has convinced some of you guys to try to claim that, well, it's preparing for who, by the way? Someone else with the name Little Horn? What's his name going to be? Mr. Horn? Because God calls him Little Horn. Is it going to be a name that doesn't mean horn? Is it going to be a name that means hat or shoe or pillow or sock? Mr. Sock. President Sock is the Antichrist. Really? We have it right here, folks. But the denial that I see from so many people is goofy. There is a spell that is following Donald Trump, and it comes from Satan. And once the spell is complete in people, they want to worship him. They want to give him all their love and accolades and gratitude. They want to kiss his ring. They want to kiss his feet. They want to put his name tattooed on their body. They want to put his poster on the wall and wear the flag on them. Now, folks, that's called worship. And even right now, we have congressmen who are presenting bills to change the name of airports. Dulles Airport to Donald Trump Airport. Another bill in a state, I believe Nashville, they want to change the name of their airport to Trump. There's part of the street where Mar-a-Lago is, they want to change the highway to Trump Highway. They want to put his face on Mount Rushmore. There are two other bills in Congress. One of them is to put Trump on the $100 bill, and then there's another one to make a $250 bill with Trump's face on it. Folks, come on. This is worship of a man.